Okay, these are my audience members. Hi, my name is Tammy. I'm a bowling addict and no, this isn't a support group. I've been bowling regularly for about 10 years now and took some lessons both as a kid and as an adult. I started bowling in leagues when I was 25 and I was a league president for 2 years. Most bowlers bowl in sanctioned league, which means that they're regulated by the United States Bowling Congress, or USBC, and the bowlers buy a yearly membership in order to bowl. A serious bowler has to consider many different choices, from the mechanics of how she bowls, to scoring and setup of the lanes, to equipment choices, in order to be able to average high scores. In order to understand the basics of bowling, you first need to understand how the game is set up and played. Each lane is built to be just over 62 feet from the foul line to the end of the lane and between 41 and 42 inches wide. The oil on the lane provides a buffer between the bowling ball and the lane itself, creating a slick surface for the ball to move on. More oil means the ball slides more, which keeps it in a straighter line, whereas less oil means the ball can grip the wood of the lane, causing it to create more revolutions and making the ball hook. Oil patterns vary from 25 feet to as much as 45 feet of oil, which means that's the amount of oil that they extend from the foul line down the lane. Bowling can be very complicated to score, so I'm going to give you a brief rundown. Each bowling game consists of 10 frames, and each frame consists of 1 to 2 balls thrown. If you knock all the pins down with the first ball, then you get what's called a strike, and your frame is complete. If you leave some pins standing, you'll get a second ball to try and pick up the rest of the pins. If you manage to knock down the rest of the pins with the second ball, you get a spare. If you leave pins, it's called an open frame. The maximum score that you can bowl is a 300. Each strike is worth a minimum of 10 points, plus the points that you score in the next 2 balls that you bowl. A spare is given 10 points plus only 1 ball. And then the open frame is scored based on whatever pins you manage to knock down in that frame. Most regular bowlers find that using their own equipment helps them to bowl more consistently and with higher scores than if they use house equipment. And there are many different manufacturers, types, weights, colors, and yes, even smells of bowling balls. Storm is a manufacturer that manufactures balls that come in different scents like strawberries or cranberries. And many regular bowlers throw what's called a hook ball, which is manufactured to curve as it goes down the alley. And this image shows the core of a bowling ball that's weighted heavier on one side, which creates more revolutions. The more revolutions you get out of the ball, the greater the curve potential as it goes down the lanes. Most people have balls that are also weighted evenly, which means that it'll go straight down the lane, and it's called either a straight ball or a spare shot ball. Bowlers can also use different equipment such as bowling ball bags that can hold anywhere between 1 and 5 balls, bowling shoes with different types of removable soles and heels. There's cleaners, steel brushes, and then powder bags and towels as well. After a bowler has his or her own equipment, she'll need to understand her approach, her revolution rate, and her ball speed in order to maximize her scoring potential. The standard way to hold a ball would be to place the ball in the palm of your hand, right about hip level, keeping the wrist straight, the elbow tucked in, and the other hand resting on the side of the ball. Now, the easiest style of walking is to use a 4-step approach. You always want to lead off with the foot that is on the same side of the body that your ball is on, and then you'll end sliding on the opposite foot. As you take your first step, you should be pushing the ball away from your body and starting your downswing. And at the end of your second step, your ball should be at your knee or slightly behind it. During the third step, your ball will be in the height of its backswing, meaning the highest point behind you. This is where you want to make sure you keep a really firm grip on your ball, or else your ball is going to go flying towards your teammates. Your fourth and final step will be a small slide, and as you bring the ball back down towards the lane, and you release it at ankle level. Now, as you release, you're going to want to remember to follow through with your arm, continuing to bring it up and to finish near your ear and shoulder. In order to throw a hook ball, you would rotate your wrist as you release the ball so that it looks like you're going to take a drink from an imaginary soda can. Now remember, bowling is a rare sport where everyone from a novice to an expert can come together to enjoy a good game. Once a bowler understands the different aspects of the sport, like the setup, the equipment, and the mechanics, she can strive to improve her game. So take the family down to the lanes and enjoy bowling a few games, and you just might find a new obsession. Thank you.